Hello, I'm Spencer with 425 Consulting, and in this video, we are going to continue delving deeper into the chart of accounts. So first, we're going to start talking about some of the major options we have for manipulating and interacting with the chart of accounts. So the first thing I'm going to show you is our Edit List button at the very top. Once this is selected, we have the ability to edit accounts from a macro level, meaning we can take a look at all of the accounts. I can change account numbers. I can change what the title is. I can change how we find our totaling, what ranges we're using, as well as our posting groups and so on and so forth. This gives me a large view of everything while I'm making changes instead of making those changes directly onto the card itself, which is still an option. This gives us the ability to make sure as these changes are made, they make sense within the chart of accounts because it gives you the option to see the changes against everything else within your chart of accounts. Next, we have our process selection. Process selection box gives us the option to look at a couple of different things. First, we have our posted documents without incoming document, indent chart of accounts, close income statement, and review entries. So the first thing we'll look at is our posted documents without incoming document. So basically what this is showing us is this is information that's been posted with no supporting documentation. Gives us the ability to look and see if we need to apply any extra documentation to these postings. And it gives us the ability to find entries or select an incoming document if we've already applied it to Business Central but not made the connection. Next, in the process section, we have the indent chart of accounts. The important piece for indenting chart of accounts is it simply allows you to clean up your chart of accounts and make it more readable, easier to navigate through. As you can see, we already have an indent done on our chart of accounts, which gives us just a simple press forward on all of the accounts in between our major balances or our major headings. This is important again, just from a readability standpoint. Moving on from there, we have the ability to close income statement. When we do this, we're going to set our options to close the fiscal year. We can use templates. We have a multitude of options. We can also schedule it to do it automatically. The important piece here is, as in any accounting setup, to close your chart of accounts, to close out that fiscal year so you can move on to the next one, knowing that your numbers and your books make sense. Final piece we have is in our process is to review entries. By simply selecting the review entries button, you have all of your entries set up, all the accounts that they're posted to, the amounts, credits, debits, so on and so forth, and you can conduct a review on these accounts, or correction, these postings. The important piece here is that if you want to make sure every posting is reviewed prior to validating it, this is an easy way to go in and find it. Next, we have our account options. With the account options, this gives us a multitude of ways to look into these specific posting accounts to see what's going on. First, we have our dimensions. We can select dimensions, multiple or single. This is just going to show us which dimensions are being applied to these lines. Next, we have the ability to view or add comments to an account. Let's say you just need to put a note in. This is a great way to do that. Moving on from there, you have your dimension filters. This allows you to set up filters for your accounts or for your lines based on various dimensions. The next one I think is incredibly useful is you can go to the Where Used list. When you click on the Where Used list, it's going to bring up a list of areas where this account is being used or connected to. So in this case, the checking account, we can see these different posting groups and batches that this checking account is connected to. Finally, we have our last three pieces of the account dropdown, which is our ledger entries, our extended text, and our receivables and payables. The ledger entries allows you to take a look at all ledger entries that are connected to the account you had highlighted. So for instance, all of these ledger entries are specific only to the checking account. Next, we have our extended text. This is simply any extra information that's been added to an account for or to the description. This allows us to take a look at it or to edit that information. Finally, we have our receivables and payables. By selecting this, again, it's going to show you a breakdown of receivables and payables to this account by day. So you can view by day, you can change it to various different settings to filter as you need. You can also change your to net change or balance at date. This gives us a great way to view any payables and receivables for this checking account or whichever account you have selected. This concludes this segment of the chart of accounts. Thanks for watching.